guys, this is Ron from the Natural Philosopher, and I'm here with my good friend Richard Waits, and what we're going to be putting before you today is a discussion of what I call the music mandala. And this is one of my creative children that I'm really happy with and really proud of. And what it is a scale, chord, and mode calculator. And some of you may be familiar with my Music 201 poster that's available on the web, and the Music Mandala is essentially going into depth into this image right here that I refer to as the scala circulus when it's in its static form. And so what I'm going to do is go over the workings of this thing with you, and let's, for simplicity, start in the key of C. We're going to do a couple of will probably be a series of videos with an instrument that I designed that I call the harmonic chord, that where I'm going to be able to explain to you guys how the music system that we use now evolved from the experiments of the Greeks and of course therefore the Egyptians prior to them. And seeing those videos will really bring you up to speed on a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about right now. So if the subjects that I touch on here aren't making sense for you, if the vocabulary isn't working, I suggest that you go back to those harmonic chord videos, as well as ordering this guy here off the web, because a lot of the vocabulary is going to become a lot clearer for you after you spend some quality time with this guy. Okay, so here's how the music mandala works. You dial whatever key you're interested in into the number 1 position at the top, and you'll see right here it reads key of, so we're in the key of C, and this is C major. And what you'll see scattered around the wheel are the different scale degrees in the major scale. As we know, in the major scale, there's a whole step to the second, a whole step to the third, a half step between the third and the fourth, a whole step from the fourth to the fifth, a whole step to the sixth, a whole step to the seventh, and then another half step back to the tonic, back to the starting note. So when you dial C into the 1 position here, you're going to see a little icon, a little green icon that looks like sort of a combination of an R and a P. And in my Natural Philosopher project, that icon always indicates an important point of reference. And in scale structure, we always build the scale from what's called the tonic note, the first note. So in this position, you can read the name of the scale degree. So this is the first scale degree, and it's typically called the tonic, and this is language that evolved in Europe in the Middle Ages and Renaissance, in that era. You can also see what sort of chord is built from that scale position. We see that in the key of C major, that 1 chord is going to be a major chord, so C major chord. The C major chord is going to be in the key of C. So you can also read which of the Greek modes starts at that position in the scale, and the Greek modes are something else I'll be talking about in the harmonic chord discussion. And you can also see which harmonics correspond to that scale note, and again, that's a subject that we'll be addressing in the harmonic chord videos. You'll get to hear what harmonics sound like, and etc. So let's talk about why that the chord built from the first scale degree is a major chord. With regard to the major scale, chords are said to be built diatonically, which means you're picking notes within the scale and building chords that way. So the chords that we're going to be building are going to be traditional triads that are comprised of the 1, the 3, and the 5 notes relative to whatever note we start on. Okay, so if we're starting on the C note and we go to the 3rd note from there, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So that's an E note. So E is going to be the 3rd note in the C major chord. And then we go 4, 5. The 5th note is a G. So a C major chord is built from the notes C, E, and G. Okay, and that's a major chord. Okay, and the reason that it's major is because there are 2 whole steps, which is referred to as a major third. That interval is referred to as a major third, and you can actually read about that on the back of the harmonic chord. On the back of the mandala. And and we have a perfect fifth, which gives us a major chord. So let's roll around to the 2nd scale degree, The second note in the key of C is going to be D. And we see that we're going to build a minor chord from that. So in the key of C major, the second chord is going to be a D minor. Now, why is that a minor chord? Okay, let's count the 3 and the 5 notes from the second degree, and we'll find the answer to our question. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in this case, instead of the third note being 2 whole steps away, it's a whole step and a half step away, and that is a minor third. Okay, and again we have a perfect fifth, so we're playing a minor chord, which is going to be composed of the notes D, F, and G. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, and A. The other note is A. So D, F, and A comprise the D minor chord. And that's the second chord in the key of C. And the key of C, I'll remind you, the key of C is composed of all the notes in the C major scale plus all the chords that are built from those notes. And that's what the harmonic chord, what the mandala will give you. So let's see. Same thing goes for the third. We build a minor chord there, major chords at the 4 and the 5 position, another minor at the 6th, and then we have sort of an oddball chord at the 7 note in the scale, and that's a diminished chord. Okay, let's see. Where do we want to go next? Okay, let's look inside. How much time we got? We're at 7 minutes? Okay, great. I'll tell you what, let's call that good, and then we're going to take the next step in the next section. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon.